This is Niger, home to some of the harshest living conditions on the planet. According to the UNDP's Human Development Report, the population of Niger's well-being is ranked second to last in the world. It possesses the highest birth rate and the highest infant mortality rate. A newfound political stability and a government committed to decentralization have prompted international aid organizations to intensify their efforts to help Niger. Though new commitments are often made by agencies to raise the standard of living in Niger, progress has come very slowly, if at all. Most systems set in place by First World organizations require regular First World maintenance and spare parts, neither of which can reach Niger's remote desert villages. Recent technological advances in the First World have yielded more accurate weather, environmental, and health information that can be of great use to the population of Niger. Simply knowing when and where it will rain can dramatically increase a farmer's productivity. Knowing how to properly treat water can help stop the spread of waterborne disease. Yet at present, rural populations most in need of such information are unable to access it. With this in mind, Jalali Benamaran, a UNDP economist in Niger, and Mohamed Boulaya, an Algerian meteorologist, developed a rural radio network for Niger. Solar-powered radio stations are built in rural areas, and then local residents are trained to broadcast programs and maintain the equipment. After a period of training, follow-up visits, and technical support from outside, the stations can be fully supported and run by the local population.
We've always encouraged certain radio broadcasts, which, by their nature, raise the awareness of the population, especially during certain seasons, with certain weather phenomena. This year, we were made aware by our rural radio about weather patterns soon enough so that we could get our people to produce certain crops.
This is the path information takes. First, accurate weather forecasts are established at the U.S. National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration's Office of Global Program, located in Silver Springs, Maryland. Workers compile data acquired from various stations in Niger and the surrounding area and enter it into a database. Predictions are made based on this data. These predictions are then sent via the internet to a satellite uplink station in South Africa. From there, the information is sent to the Afristar satellite and is broadcast over all of Africa in the form of a data stream. This data stream is then accessed by the radio stations in the villages using special digital radios provided by the World Space Foundation. Broadcasters study the data for useful information, translate it into local languages, and broadcast local weather forecasts. Each village that has a radio station has also been provided with radios. The radios, which come from the Free Play Foundation of London, can be powered by the sun or by turning a crank on the back of the radio. They do not require batteries nor electricity. The radio broadcasts information on illnesses that are being spread throughout a village, noting symptoms to look for and ways of getting treatment. Before the radio, information on when and where to obtain vaccinations was passed on by word of mouth. With increased awareness comes increased rates of vaccination, fewer children are dying. Also, on-air discussions about AIDS have made a previously taboo subject easier to address. Radio broadcasts have brought people from neighboring villages together. Schedules of meetings can reach anyone in the 25-kilometer broadcast range. Here in Bankilare, a council of women from several villages meets to discuss various local matters. Many children who have never attended school have been anxious to do so ever since hearing about schools on the radio.
We used to only be able to keep the school open until the early afternoon. But with the lights and the fans, we can keep it from getting too hot in the afternoon and too dark in the evening, so the children can study longer. There have been immediate improvements in the test scores of the children due to the extra hours of class time.
In a culture where women have historically had much responsibility but little power, the radio is giving women more of a say on what goes on in their villages.
Now, girls are beginning to go to school, and the radio lets them know that this is a possibility and prepares them for it. With the radio, women and men are of the same quality.
In August of 2002, Rural Radio Network co-founder Jalali Benamaran retired from his post at the UNDP. At a farewell ceremony here in Goodell, he spoke of the successes of the project.
I want the young people of Goodell to be proud of what they've created. They have built a radio school where broadcasters can be trained. Many programs that are broadcast in other villages are produced here. I will use all of my means to help the radio here in Goodell.
The Rural Radio Network has established itself in villages across the country, and the role these individual stations play in their respective communities continues to grow. With the growth of each station comes a reduction in illiteracy, infant mortality, and desertification. Now that the structure has been put in place and has proven to be a success, it is important for the radio network to keep growing. The network is still in its formative stages, and it seeks support to realize its full potential. The more radios, the more information, the more lives saved.